100-plus-pound Hawksbill turtle, estimated to be older than 70 years. Corona, the Hawksbill turtle, is on her shell, flapping on the beach in Gales Point Manatee. She's impatient to get on with her journey, but a small team of turtle conservationists can't allow her to leave just yet. Corona, the Hawksbill, must be fitted with a small tracking device that will gather important information about her journey that will help to monitor her species that's critically endangered across the world.
These turtles keep on show us the migration pattern. They keep on show us that they come back and nest, that is a good nesting site for them. So that's why we keep on tagging these turtles, because we get a lot of information from them.
How far have you seen these turtles go?
Well, one is still in Honduras. We haven't returned back yet. Then we tagged one that went all the way us in Cuba. So we know that they go from different country to country. Some go all the way down in Puerto Rico, Jamaica, and different parts of the world.
And so today, the team, being led by Kevin Andrew of the Gales Point Wildlife Sanctuary and his interns, the children of Gales Point, is using the GPS tracking device to provide the information about Corona. Before it's attached, Corona is tagged in the folds of her skin in her neck, and her shell is prepared for the device, which is sealed with a marine-based epoxy to secure the device in place for a couple of years.
We take the process after the measuring and start to, we got to roll up the epoxy so that it mix up good. And then afterward, when it gets a little hard, then we have another set of epoxy that we call the paste on it. That is the seal. That is this one that seal it, make it get more harder when it go into the water. But that is the last step that we do. And after that one get hard, then we release the turtle in the water. And then when it go in the water, it get tougher. But that lasts only for a amount of years. It could last maybe 5 or 6 years. After that, the tag go off. Then eventually the barnacles will grow and that will still come off the turtle.
And with that, Corona was sent off on her journey once she was equipped with her device. She moved on down the beach and headed straight for the sea, where she swam away. Now that she's in the water, every time she comes up for air, the tag dries off and sends data up to the satellite, which pinpoints her location, and she can be tracked online through her tag number. Once she goes back underwater, the satellite tag goes off. Because these turtles nest every 2 to 3 years, on average they spend a year or so away from their nesting sites. So by tagging them, conservationists get information about their movements, their nesting sites, feeding grounds, and other data that help better decision-making and research into the species. While the population of the Hawksbill turtles is dwindling across the world, the beaches here in Gales Point Manatee are said to have the highest concentration of nests and the biggest population in the region. But it wasn't always like this. The work to get here started 30 years ago. Before that, they were being killed to be eaten, their shells used for jewelry, their habitats destroyed, and at times they were victims of poachers and gill nets. But once the Hawksbill was protected by law and the villagers were educated about these turtles, the community supported the efforts. Today, children as young as 7 years old are leading turtle conservation in Gales Point Manatee.
Since I was 8 years old, I have been working with my father on the Hawksbill Hope. It has been a wonderful experience seeing the animals, tagging them, releasing them. It has been wonderful. I have learned so much about the turtles during the years. I've learned about how to track their crawling, clutch size, the length, how long they live, how much they weigh, how to differentiate about them.
They're lovely, and we wanted to protect them and stuff.
Do you think that when you get older, you'll continue to do this work?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because I love animals, and I love the sea turtles, and I will love to protect them.
When I grow bigger, I will be like my dad, tagging turtle, walking beach, finding turtle nest. I want to do all of that like my dad.
For years, Kevin Andrew has been leading turtle conservation in his home village. But for the past several years, he's worked with research students from the USA. But teaching the children from his community about turtle conservation is one of his biggest accomplishments.
One of the most important things is this, because this is the largest nesting beach for Belize, and it's very important. And secondly, these students, if when we get old and we retire, they can continue the work. They can continue to protect these turtles, protect the wildlife sanctuary and all the endangered species in it. So it's important for them to start at an early age. As I started out very young, I started out from I was 15 also, engaged, and afterward I end up, So the same thing we want to pass on from generation to generation.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.